ideas. Now, this basic file is basically a revisitation of the Bonham file, though this is actually the Bonham snippets. And this was basically built off of a whole series of improvisations, that were found, actually up on the internet. And very, very interesting, that this actually happened. By the way, this is a little bit similar to some of the work that I did up at drumradio.com. I do a feature called Bonham's Ops. You guys can also check me out up there. Let me go to work and talk a little bit about these, and I'll talk more about the presentations. Now, these snippets were basically totally improvisations. They were actual recordings of Bonham playing in the studio during different song takes, but they weren't from particular songs, and that's the thing that I kind of liked about them. And I wrote out the basic transcriptions. Idea number one. I'm going to take you guys through these things in sort of a thought-out manner. First measure. 1 and 2 and red begin and 1 and 3 and 4 to 1 and 3 and 4 to 1 and 3 and 4 1 and 3 and up. Now that's actually the first measure. For those of you that just want to really focus in on the control, 1 and 2 E, the 3 and 4 and the 1. That dot there is kind of the crucial 1 and 2 E, the 3 and 4 and the 1. A lot of guys who study the dot really want to get that eighth note sort of tied in there. 1 and 2 E, the 3 and 4 and 1. I like to kind of bark that 4 also too. That's another nice way to play it. I'll talk more as I go on. Now the second measure is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Here we go. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Now there's a dull there. If you guys know the Common Piece Realistic Rock book, which I'll quote a lot out of during this particular feature or file, there's a lot of that going on in that book. 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 3 and 4, 1. Sometimes I like to drag it. Now let me give you it one more time, just a little slower, just so you can hear that last stud there. Wasn't really slower, but you guys got the feel of it. It's really 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. There you have it. Now the fun part about this whole system is it sounds kind of almost like a march. I'll talk more about that on actually idea number 3. But the feeling, now let me just give you both measures together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some improv. It's really interesting because you hear that bum bum ba bum ba bum bum bum. It has that march sort of element to it. Now what I want to do is I want to brainstorm on just breaking up each individual measure and talking about different systems. These ideas are going to be great because if you guys already enjoy the genetic funk things that I did at the end of last season, I'm going to give you a little taste of some of those interpretations here. By the way, I just wanted to officialize that all the files that I work off of are all built off of file sheets, music that I'm basically playing on. The interesting thing about all of my shows is I outline each individual idea and then play off of the idea. But everything that you hear past the point where I demonstrate upon each particular idea is all out of my own mind. So I'm pretty much taking you guys through sort of like a miniature clinic or seminar basically built off of those titles, and that's the way that I like to work. And if you guys are right, follow the show and tape them and review them, you could probably learn a lot of things just by going over and over again. And the theories and principles are going to be really what I'm going to focus upon a lot. This season's going to be unbelievable. I got a lot of things to say. Let me go to work. Now, on the first measure, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1. I want to talk, about jumping on top of that duh. This is interesting. A lot of guys ask me, about the anticipation of the old funk drummers, of the 70s and the 80s. I'm going to be doing a thing this season on Mike Clark. This is sort of an example of this. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. I'm literally 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and duh. Attacking that duh of 4. It's got to that sort of like anticipation type bite. If you're playing it with a good bass player, tell the bass player to kind of now that's another extension. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and dot. That's 4 and do 1 E. So I'm actually hitting another tone for the E. And 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Interesting, very interesting sort of a tonality to that. Now,